So what would you say is the true meaning of worship?
Probably worship.
I tell him, like, dude, you should come listen to my worship music because it's like Dream Theater plus Avenged Sevenfold.
I'm such an essential creation. I'm such an essential creature of God that I feel I bring so much to the earth that in that process I am worshiping.
The ant. When you watch the ant lift his heavy burden 5 times the weight of himself, does that not inspire you? Just like that, just everything around me, the trees, life itself inspires me to give back and worship.
That's what I'm about, really. I mean, seeing people take pictures of me and raising their hands to me. I mean, not to me, but to what I do.
You know, I walk down the street and I catch a glimpse of myself in the glass on a building and I'm inspired to write worship music.
And who are we but robots?
Myself.
People think I'm so good.
What do you feel you bring to your worship team?
I feel like I'm really the leader.
I'm basically the leader.
I'd have to say I am the leader.
I am the leader.
So what would you say inspires you to do worship?
I don't know, just a lot of things inspired me to do worship. Like, a lot of times, just the sounds that come from my own mouth, I sing, ah, and then I think this is the most glorious thing ever. Like, I don't know, sometimes just music happens in my daily life, and then, I don't know, I'm just making such cool music, and then I realize that, dude, it's so cool that I just have to give it to God because nothing else would be worthy.
I just like it when I see people taking pictures of me. I feel like it, you know, it really boosts my self-esteem. It makes me feel like I can do more. More than I already do, because I do so much for everyone. I mean, I do so much for everyone.
Myself, primarily. I'm very inspired by myself as a person.
What inspires me to do worship? I think the proper way to ask that question would be, what does not inspire me?
Dream Theater plus Avenged Sevenfold.
Probably worship.
Okay, what do you feel is your motivation?
Motivation, my motivation.
Yes.
What is not my motivation?
Yeah, you get up every day and you have a motivation to worship because...
Because I'm here, I'm now, I'm myself. And that brings a lot to the table, I feel.
You know, you hear bands say, you know, oh, the fans are my motivation, but no, the fans are really, that's what I'm about, really.
I get motivated, a lot of times I get motivated when I see people, like, not listening to good music and they just don't know anything about life. Like, they just listen to bands like Opeth and think they're the coolest thing in the world.
Just like the tiger when he's hungry, does he not hunt?
So
It's a need inside me. Outside of me, from inside comes a need to worship. It's not a motivation, it's a need.
And how do you worship in your everyday life?
I'm doing it now. Just being me is enough.
I mean, worship could happen on the street corner. Some guy could just be asleep and he could wake up and then he makes a little song and he's like, Jesus, coolest thing ever. And then that is what worship is. Or sometimes worship is just big things and you plan out, I don't know, worship is just music that happens with Jesus.
What is your songwriting process?
You know, I wrote everything, basically. It might say, you know, I have lots of pseudonyms. It might say, you know, Tommy Walker, or, you know, one of those other big names you hear about all the time. You see pictures of them too, but it's actually me. I could, my hair can be different than what it is now.
Usually what I do is I sit in my room and I strum the first notes that come out of my soul, my innermost being. And that's every worship song that I play is that.
Every worship song that you play?
That I've ever played is just me being me, essentially.
Avenged Sevenfold plus Dream Theater. That makes what Jesus wants to hear.
Well, as you well know, I play rhythms, the drums, if you will. I start with creating a rhythm, if you will. The way I think of drums is like the earth's hills and valleys and rocks and crevices. They all have forms and whatnot. I create with those forms in mind. I try to recreate the earth in my music.
In your music. Okay.
I mean, sometimes when I'm making a sandwich, I spell out Jesus in the mustard.
And what do you do with the ketchup?
That is Satan. I take it and spread it all over things and throw it away. But also other things that I do. When I fill up my gas, I make little songs about Jesus, like Jesus and petroleum is good for the earth.
So what do you think the true meaning of worship is?
Oh, you know, it's worship.
Feeling God through you as yourself, within God, as one.
Worship is giving back what we have been given. We have been given life, have we not? We've been given freedom. And that's to give back. Just like the trees take in what's given to them, the light, and give back oxygen that we can breathe. We are given life and we must give back worship. Give back.
That's the true meaning of worship, is to give back.
That's the true meaning of worship.
Okay.
Jesus really likes when politics happen. And I don't know, one time made a song about the war in Iraq that said, machine gun, Jesus loves everyone.
Probably worship.